Hey, what's up, everyone? I wanted to talk about what I did today. I was at Starbucks learning some JavaScript. I'm doing this course on Udemy. It's called the Web Developer Bootcamp, and I'm learning how to be a web developer. It's been going sort of slow. I started doing it maybe 8 months ago when I was in school at Solano Community College for engineering. And I decided to not go back and to do this instead. Actually, my idea originally was to use programming as like a side job so that I could make some money and try and work at music festivals. And so I wouldn't have to go to school for 5 more years or whatever, because that's how long I thought it was going to take for me to finish engineering school, at least 5 more years, if I didn't go back to Sweden. But this programming is going well. It's a lot of fun. I just go to Starbucks. I'm making my own website, omarshishani.com. And I'm trying to get into JavaScript more, and eventually I'm going to start learning React after I have learned JavaScript well, because I have heard that React is a popular technology right now that will be useful for getting you a job. I was working on some coding challenges. I'm trying not to rush through them. We have these coding challenges, and I don't want to rush through them and just forget how to do the stuff that I'm learning. Like, for each thing that I learn, I try and implement it either on the website I'm doing, or I'll try and make take the example and make it more robust. Like, we had an example today that asked to make a function that would tell you if a number was even or not, if an inputted number was even or not. And so I did something that me and Brittany did yesterday, which was using JavaScript also to make your website responsive, so that when you hover your mouse over something, you get a prompt, and then so you have to input the variable like that instead of just inputting into your code. It's like the user is inputting the value, and then so I took the challenge and made it a user input. Like, I added a user input element to it. And that made it was harder to do, but it stuck in my mind more, and it showed me multiple problems that could come up when you have a user input going on. Like, if somebody doesn't input a number and they input some letters instead, or a string, or a blank space, or just nothing, and they just press enter or they press cancel. I learned that each one of these responses you have to account for this, and you can code it and make it into its own, like, you code a different response for each one. So I was working on that today, and it was just like, a few questions, but that some of these coding questions take many hours to figure out if you don't look at the answer. Like, man, this one was what was it? It was like it was doing factorials. They wanted the question said make a code that will calculate a factorial of a number, which is like 5 exclamation point in math, which is like 5 times 4 times 3 times 2 times 1. And that took me like several hours to figure out, which I eventually figured out you could do it with a for loop. And then I was also trying to do the one where the challenge where they ask you to return an even number, to write a code that will tell you if the number is even. I wanted to use a for loop, a while loop, and an if loop or an if statement to try and write that code and see if I could do it with each one, because I heard Cold Steel say that a lot of the times the method you use is interchangeable with other ones, and I figured out how to do it with each one of the three. But it did turn out that the if statement was the best, which would make sense because you're saying if a number is even or not. It makes the most sense rather than like a while. You could do like a while also and say while the number is even, do this, and then just add 1 to it, and then the number becomes not even anymore, so the loop only runs once. Or I did also the for loop, so for the condition, for if the number is even, print the number, and then something like that. That was ended. But yeah, that was what I did today, and then I was I was putting my school books for sale for my school books in Sweden on sale on the internet, and I was listening to Gary Vee talk about more marketing. He was talking about buying and selling things that you could buy and sell on the internet. He was talking about his flip challenge, where you can buy things and sell things, and like used items. You can go to a thrift store and buy used items and sell them on the internet for more. And or just all this junk that you have in your house, you could sell it and get rid of, free up some space, and also get some room in your house, and make some money while you do it. So that was like it's something that I've been interested in since I listened to him talk about it like years ago, and I wanted to do it, but I was just in school and I was too busy. I didn't have time to do anything else. Now, since I'm not in school anymore, I really like it because my cost of living is really low. I just all I need to do is study programming, but I also can take time to read and get new ideas about finances and business. I'm reading Rich Dad, Poor Dad. It's been pretty eye-opening for just listening to this guy talk about the way he spends money and saves money, and what he spends money on, and the assets that he buys and everything. I think it's like it's definitely changed my view of how I look at money. And I've been just eating that book up. But yeah, I love that I have time to read now and to try out things like this Gary Vee flip challenge. I think it's gonna be pretty rewarding, and it's gonna teach me some stuff. And I think reading just nonfiction is like, all these books can change your thoughts so dramatically. I think it's just important to have time to read a lot of books. Like your mindset can be changed by somebody who's spent all this time compiling this knowledge together. Maybe in the future I'll do some book reviews for books that I've read. I could talk about, like, I could give a summary about the book review. I was going to put a page on my website which was like a list of recommended books, and then I could even make a blog on the website about like a book review, make book reviews for the books that I like. I should put things on my website that I enjoy, like I could talking about my books that I like would be something that I love to do. That would be fun. So I'm gonna go to sleep now. I think maybe I'll meditate for 5 minutes or something, and then go to sleep so I can wake up tomorrow and go back to Starbucks. So I'll talk to you later. Have a good night. Bye.